Year 2375. Location: Earth's outer orbital defense platform, codename Sentinel. The darkness of space was punctuated by the silent blinks of distant stars, a sight often admired by the crew of Sentinel. However, tonight their attention was riveted elsewhere. The calm of the void was shattered by an urgent transmission, crackling through the communication array with a mixture of static and dread. "Alert! Alert! Imperial fleet detected at the edge of the solar system. All personnel to battle stations," barked Commander Elena Mirov through the intercom. The command deck erupted into orchestrated chaos as officers scrambled to their positions. The giant holoscreens flickered to life, displaying the incoming threat, a fleet of massive warships bearing the insignia of the Draconian Empire. Their intentions were unmistakably hostile. "Status report!" Commander Mirov demanded, her voice cutting through the din like a knife. Lieutenant Harrow responded. "Scans show 20 capital ships, at least 50 support vessels, and numerous fighter squadrons. They're powering up weapons systems, ma'am." Elena's gaze hardened. The Earth had seen skirmishes and minor incursions before, but nothing of this magnitude. It wasn't just a show of force. It was an all-out assault intended to crush Earth's defenses and assert Imperial dominance over the system. "Communications. Send a Priority 1 message to Earth Command. Inform them of the situation and request immediate reinforcements," she ordered. Then turned to her tactical officer. "Prepare all defense platforms, charge railgun batteries, and ready missile pods. We're not letting them get within striking range of Earth." As the crew executed her commands with practiced efficiency, Elena couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Sentinel was Earth's first line of defense, equipped with the latest in military technology, including high-velocity railguns capable of piercing the strongest of hulls, and a network of AI-controlled drones that could outmaneuver any pilot. Suddenly, the main screen displayed a live feed of the Imperial fleet advancing with daunting speed. Their ships were sleek, armored behemoths that gleamed ominously under the light of the distant sun. Each one was a masterwork of war, designed for destruction and intimidation. "Lieutenant, any communication from the Imperial fleet?" Elena asked, eyes not leaving the screen. "None, Commander. It seems they have no interest in negotiations," Harrow replied, his voice tense. "That's because they believe they can obliterate us without a parley," Elena mused aloud. "But they underestimate Earth's resolve and our technological advancements. We'll show them what a mistake they've made." The first of the defense satellites came within range, and with a series of commands, Elena initiated the counter-offensive. Beams of concentrated energy lanced out from the orbital platforms, striking several Imperial ships and tearing through their shields. Explosions dotted the void as the first casualties of the fleet ignited in silent infernos. "Direct hit on 3 enemy cruisers. Damage assessments show significant hull breaches," reported the sensor officer, a hint of excitement in his voice. Encouraged but unyielding, Elena watched as the Imperial fleet, undeterred, continued its advance. Their return fire was devastatingly precise, destroying 2 of Earth's satellites with clinical efficiency. "Deploy the drone squadrons. Target their main cannons. I want those ships blind and crippled before they can fire another round," she ordered. As swarms of drones zipped forth from their bays, executing their attack patterns with lethal precision, the tide seemed to tip slightly in Earth's favor. The Imperial fleet slowed its advance, recalculating its strategy in the face of unexpected resistance. "Commander, we're holding them at bay, but reports indicate more Imperial ships are warping into the system. We need those reinforcements soon," Harrow warned, concern etching his features. Elena nodded, her resolve steeling. "Keep firing, keep fighting. Earth isn't just our home, it's our fortress. And today we defend it with everything we've got." As the battle waged on, the fate of Earth hung in a delicate balance, with every moment unfolding towards an uncertain future. The crew of Sentinel knew the cost of failure would be catastrophic, but they also knew they carried the hopes of humanity on their shoulders. The orbit around Earth turned into a kaleidoscope of violence as beams of energy crossed paths with the cold metal of ships in a dance of destruction. Sentinel's screens were alive with the rapid movements of the Draconian fleet, now weaving through the barrage of Earth's defenses. Every officer on the command deck operated with a rhythm born from simulated drills, Yet this was no simulation. In the heart of the command center, Commander Mirov observed the unfolding chaos with a calculated eye. Adjust firing pattern, Delta. Concentrate on their flagship's weak points. They lead, the others will follow, she instructed, her voice a calm amidst the storm. On the holographic display, the Imperial flagship, a monstrous vessel known as the Tyrannus, noted for its formidable artillery, loomed larger, its presence a dark blot against the stars. It was a masterpiece of military engineering designed to instill fear and obedience, a symbol of the Empire's relentless domination. Lieutenant Harrow toggled the controls, redirecting the firepower. Focusing fire on the Tyrannus, railguns and ion cannons are synced for a concentrated salvo. As the Sentinel's guns aligned, the space between the combatants was lit by the flash of railgun fire. The rounds, traveling at a significant fraction of the speed of light, found their mark along the flagship's lateral axis, where armor plating was known to be thinner for heat dissipation. The impact was spectacular. The Tyrannus shuddered under the assault, its shield energy flickering like a dying flame. Cheers broke out briefly on the deck, quickly stifled by the returning volleys of plasma fire from the enemy fleet. "Shields at 40%, Commander. We can't take another direct hit like that," reported the defense officer, his hands flying over the console to redistribute power. "Divert non-essential power to shields. Keep the pressure on the Tyrannus," Mirov commanded. She turned her attention to the auxiliary screen, which showed smaller Earth fighter craft engaging the enemy in perilous dogfights. The smaller vessels darted between the larger ships, exploiting their agility. "Mirov to Squadron Leader Zhao, what's your status?" Zhao's voice crackled over the comm, mixed with the sounds of laser fire. "We're thinning them out, Commander, but these Draconians are relentless. Suggest we could use a little more chaos on their left flank." "Understood. Harrow, dispatch drone group Sigma to flank. Create a diversion." The drones, unmanned and highly maneuverable, swept toward the Draconian left flank, their presence pulling away part of the enemy's fighter screen. The tactical diversion allowed Zhao's squadron a crucial opening to launch a targeted strike on a Draconian destroyer that had been laying down suppressing fire. In the blink of an eye, the balance of power shifted subtly. The Earth's forces, under Mirov's steely command, exploited every small victory, pushing the Draconians back step by step. Yet the Tyrannus remained, damaged but still capable of catastrophic aggression. "Sensors are picking up another wave of reinforcements entering from lunar orbit, Commander. It's the Earth fleet. Admiral Chen's flag signals he's about to engage," the communications officer relayed with a tone of hope. "Good. Tell Admiral Chen to focus on the Tyrannus. It's time to end their command," Mirov replied, a strategic glint in her eye. As the Earth fleet, with its fresh ships and renewed vigor, poured into the fray, the tide of the battle saw another turn. The Draconians, now caught between the anvil of Sentinel's defenses and the hammer of Admiral Chen's arriving force, found their advance not just halted, but repelled. The conflict surged on, a brutal ballet of strategy and survival, as humanity fought not just for victory, but for the right to their future against the encroaching shadows of the Empire. The void around Earth transformed into a crucible where the fate of human defiance was tested. The Sentinel continued its relentless assault, synchronized with Admiral Chen's fresh fleet, pushing the Draconian invaders into a narrow corridor of space, rife with debris and the remnants of shattered warships. Commander Mirov stood firm, her eyes scanning the ever-evolving battlefield. "Reinforce our defensive line. We cannot let them regroup," she instructed, her command cutting sharply across the deck. Her crew, seasoned by the relentless exchange of fire, worked in seamless unison, their actions dictated by the urgent rhythm of survival. As the Tyrannus found itself increasingly isolated, its hull scarred and weapon systems faltering, the Draconian resolve showed signs of fracturing. Communications intercepted from the flagship spoke of damage to critical systems and mounting casualties. Lieutenant Harrow, monitoring the communications, relayed, "Commander, the Draconians are signaling a retreat for the Tyrannus. Their morale is breaking." Mirov's lips thinned. "They'll regroup and return unless we seize this moment. Signal all units to pursue. This ends today." The pursuit was a calculated risk, with Earth's forces stretching thin to harry the fleeing Draconian fleet. The Sentinel led the charge, its engines roaring silently in the vacuum as it maneuvered through the debris field, its guns blazing. Amidst the pursuit, an urgent message from Earth Command arrived. Commander Mirov, be advised. We have detected a secondary wave of draconian reinforcements entering from the Oort cloud. You are to disengage and prepare to defend. Mirov paused, her strategy recalculating with this new variable. Acknowledged. Recall all units. We need to consolidate our defenses. Let the Draconians lick their wounds, for now. As the Sentinel and its squadron began the strategic withdrawal, a sudden burst of energy pulsed from the direction of the Oort cloud. The Draconian reinforcements were not just coming, they were already unleashing their might. Sensors detect multiple high-energy discharges from the new fleet, Commander. They're firing something different, Harrow reported, his voice edged with concern. The first of the unknown energy strikes hit a nearby cruiser, the Defiant, which had been covering the Sentinel's flank. The ship's shields flickered out like snuffed candles, and its hull disintegrated under the mysterious and powerful weapon. Their technology has evolved, Mirov noted grimly. Harrow, initiate full retreat protocols. We need to assess and adapt. Our current configurations are inadequate against this new threat. Retreating under the shadow of this powerful new adversary, the Sentinel and its allies bore witness to the devastating potential of the draconian technology. The retreat was not without losses, and each explosion served as a somber reminder of the stakes at play. Back within Earth's safer orbital paths, Mirov convened with her senior officers and Admiral Chen, discussing the dire implications of the new draconian weapons. We need to innovate our defense tactics and weapon systems, Mirov stated. This war is far from over, and our enemy is adapting faster than we anticipated. Collaboration became the new directive. Scientists, military strategists, and leaders convened in a series of urgent sessions, pooling their knowledge and resources to forge new defenses and potentially new ways to retaliate. The war had evolved into a greater challenge than just repelling an invasion. It was now a battle of technological supremacy, where the ingenuity and resilience of Earth's inhabitants were tested against the Imperial might of a relentless foe. Every moment spent in preparation was a moment closer to the next confrontation, one that would undoubtedly determine the ultimate fate of their world. Amid the steel corridors of Sentinel, the air was charged with a mix of tension and determination as Earth's finest minds grappled with the new threat. The draconian technology was unlike anything they had encountered. Energy weapons that bypassed conventional shields and disintegrated matter at a molecular level. Commander Mirov oversaw the frantic efforts from the command center, her gaze fixed on the myriad of data screens that lined the walls. Updates, people. Time is not our ally, she commanded crisply. Dr. Emil Lang, the lead scientist on energy weapons, adjusted his glasses, his voice steady despite the pressure. We've analyzed the energy signatures of their weapons. It's a form of high-frequency plasma we haven't seen before. Traditional shields are ineffective because the plasma oscillates at a rate that disrupts molecular bonds, essentially slicing through them. Mirov nodded, processing the information. Can we modify our shields to counter this? Lang hesitated. Potentially, but we need time to develop and test a new modulation algorithm that could harmonize with their plasma frequency, creating a disruptive interference pattern. Get on it, Emil. Time is a luxury we don't have, Mirov responded, turning to her tactical team. We need operational solutions for immediate deployment. Ideas? Tactical Officer Jensen stepped forward, a hologram of Earth's orbital defenses glowing beside him. We can deploy a series of decoy drones equipped with high-output energy cores. They won't last long against their weapons, but they could absorb some of the initial strikes, giving us a window to attack or retreat. Implement it. Every second counts, Mirov affirmed, her decision quick and decisive. The crew set to work, their actions a testament to Earth's resilience and adaptability. As the new defensive measures rolled out, reports came in of another draconian fleet maneuvering toward Earth, this time from a different trajectory, likely to test the newly observed weaknesses of Earth's defenses. Admiral Chen, now on the bridge of the Sentinel, shared a grim look with Mirov. They're testing us, seeing how quickly we can adapt. We won't let them find us wanting. The Draconians approached with cold precision, their ships arrayed in a tight formation that maximized the coverage of their devastating new weapons. Earth's response was swift. Drones launched in waves, their bright cores pulsing as they met the incoming fire. The space between fleets erupted in bursts of light and debris, each explosion marking the sacrifice of a drone. Mirov watched the battle unfold, her mind racing for every tactical advantage. "Now, all units! Initiate counterattack, Gamma! Target their flanks! Don't let them regroup!" Earth's ships, smaller and more agile compared to the cumbersome Draconian vessels, darted through the debris field created by the drones. Lasers and missiles found their marks, and for a moment, the Draconian advance faltered under the unexpected ferocity of Earth's counterattack. However, the victory was short-lived. The Draconians adapted their formation, closing ranks to shield their crucial systems and pushing forward with relentless force. "Commander, we're receiving an encrypted transmission from the Draconian flagship," announced the communications officer, a note of surprise in his voice. Mirov stiffened. "Put it through." The screen flickered, then displayed the imposing figure of a Draconian general, his features hard and unyielding. "Commander Mirov, you defend your world with commendable zeal. However, you must see the futility in resistance. Surrender now, and we assure the safety of your people. Continue, and Earth will suffer consequences far beyond the loss of your fleet." Mirov's response was measured, her voice betraying none of the storm within. "General, Earth does not bow to threats. We will defend our home, whatever the cost. We are ready for your next move." As the transmission ended, a heavy silence fell over the command deck. Mirov turned to her crew, her expression resolute. "Prepare for their next assault. This war is far from over, and we will meet them at every turn. Earth stands united now and always." On Sentinel's command deck, the weight of imminent confrontation hung heavily in the air. Commander Mirov's crew, bathed in the blue light of their screens, worked tirelessly. The silence was punctuated only by the occasional murmur of communication and the soft clacking of keyboards. Dr. Emil Lang hurried onto the bridge, clutching a tablet dense with data. "Commander, we've made a breakthrough with the shield modulation. We've developed a prototype that can theoretically disrupt the Draconian plasma frequency." Mirov turned to him, her eyes reflecting a spark of hope. "Theoretically?" Lang nodded, adjusting his glasses. "It's untested in combat, but simulations show a high probability of success. We need to deploy it on a small scale to gauge effectiveness." "Prepare for a field test on the Sentinel," Mirov decided instantly. "If it holds, we'll outfit the entire fleet." The crew set to work installing the new technology, a complex array of emitters and algorithms designed to weave a protective web of energy around the ship. The process was a race against time, each moment stretching taut as reports of the Draconian fleet's movements suggested their imminent advance. As the modifications neared completion, the distant hum of approaching warships signaled the Draconians were not just on the move. They were accelerating their attack, possibly aware of Earth's efforts to innovate defenses. "Commander, the Draconian fleet is entering range," reported Lieutenant Harrow, his voice steady despite the escalating tension. "Activate the new shields now," Mirov ordered, her voice echoing decisively through the command deck. The ship shuddered slightly as the new system came online, casting a shimmering veil of energy around the Sentinel. The first volley of Draconian plasma fire roared through space, a deadly wave aimed directly at them. The command crew held their breath as the plasma struck the shimmering barrier. Instead of the catastrophic failure they half expected, the energy dissipated across the shield's surface, rippling like water but holding firm. "It works! The shield is holding!" exclaimed Lang, relief flooding his voice. Mirov allowed herself a moment of relief before turning back to the task at hand. "All ships, this is Mirov. Deploy the new shielding technology immediately. Engage the enemy with all you've got." Empowered by their new defense, Earth's fleet adopted a more aggressive stance. Ships that once maneuvered defensively now turned to face their aggressors, their weapon systems firing with renewed vigor. The Draconians, taken aback by the sudden resilience of Earth's ships, faltered. Their strategy, so reliant on overwhelming offensive capability, crumbled under the robust defense. Yet they quickly began recalibrating. their own scientists likely scrambling to understand and counter the new technology. Amidst the fray, Admiral Chen coordinated the fleet formations, exploiting every draconian misstep. Push forward, target their command ships. Without their leadership, their coordination will crumble. The battle escalated, with both sides trading blows that lit up the void of space with explosions and energy discharges. Earth's ships, nimble and now shielded, darted through the chaos, targeting the draconian vessel's newly exposed vulnerabilities. However, victory was not yet assured. The draconians were a formidable foe, their resources vast. Mirov knew this battle was but one of many they would need to face. She also understood that Earth's ability to innovate under pressure was their greatest strength, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. As the battle waged on, the stakes grew ever higher, each skirmish and strategy unfolding in the vast, silent battlefield of space, a testament to Earth's resolve to not only survive, but prevail. As the war-torn tapestry of space stretched out before Sentinel, the remnants of Earth's fleet regrouped, battered but unbroken. Commander Mirov surveyed the scene, her heart heavy with the losses endured but buoyed by the courage of her crew and the resilience of her world. The draconian reinforcements had been a formidable force, yet Earth's new shield technology had tipped the scales back in their favor, albeit slightly. The enemy was adapting quickly, however, and time was running out. "Mirov to all ships," she broadcast across the fleet, her voice a beacon of resolve. "This is our moment. We've held the line, suffered losses, and pushed back against a force that sought to overwhelm us. Now we end this. We strike with everything we have." Admiral Chen, coordinating the fleet formations, pinpointed the enemy's flagship, now vulnerable from sustained damage. "Target the draconian flagship. A concentrated strike could break their command structure." The plan was set, and Earth's fleet, a mosaic of every ship still capable of fight, aligned for a final, desperate offensive. Mirov's gaze locked on the draconian flagship, its hulking silhouette marred by the scars of battle. As the fleets drew closer, a volley of fire from Earth's cannons lit up the void. The draconian ships responded in kind, their plasma weapons slicing through space with deadly precision. But this time, Earth was ready. The modified shields held, dispersing the lethal energy across an invisible barrier of force. Within the command center of the Sentinel, Dr. Lang monitored the shield's performance, adjusting frequencies on the fly. "Shields holding at 70% capacity. We can keep this up," he reported, his voice tense with concentration. Mirov nodded, her focus unyielding. "All units, advance!" The final clash was a spectacle of light and shadow. Earth's ships, driven by a singular purpose, bore down on the draconian forces with relentless determination. The flagship of the draconians, the Tyrannos, loomed ahead, its cannons firing wildly in a futile attempt to stave off the inevitable. "Fire all missiles on my mark! Now!" Mirov commanded, her finger poised over the console. The Sentinel, leading the charge, unleashed its full arsenal. Missiles streaked across space, their trails bright against the dark. The impact was cataclysmic. Explosions ripped through the Tyrannos, its shields failing under the onslaught. As the flagship buckled, a chain reaction of explosions set off throughout the draconian fleet, their order broken, their resolve shattered. The draconians, sensing their imminent defeat, began a disorganized retreat, their ships limping away into the dark. Mirov stood, watching as the enemy fled, her chest heaving with exertion and emotion. "Admiral Chen, the enemy is retreating. We've done it." Chen's voice came through thick with emotion. "Yes, we have, Commander. Thanks to your leadership. Let's bring our people home." As the remnants of the battle drifted away into space, Earth's fleet gathered among the stars, a testament to their victory and sacrifice. The war was over, at least for now, and while the cost had been high, the spirit of Earth's people remained unbroken. Back on Earth, celebrations would soon begin, honoring the brave souls who had defended their home against a seemingly unstoppable force. But up here, among the debris and the stars, the silence spoke of respect and remembrance for all that had been lost. Commander Mirov looked out into the vastness of space, a sense of solemn pride filling her. They had defended their home, protected their future, and in doing so had proven that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, the light of human spirit could still prevail.